At first glance, it looked like a quiet stone house beside the road. Nothing dramatic, no towers or grand entrance, just thick walls, small windows, and a roofline that has watched generations pass by. Places like this are easy to drive past without a second thought, but houses like this are where communities quietly begin. This home was built around 1810 by Warren Hull, one of the early settlers in what would become Lancaster, New York. At the time, Western New York was still considered frontier land. Forests stretched across the region, and clearing space for a farm meant years of labor before a single harvest could be counted on. Building a house like this wasn't just construction. It was a declaration that someone intended to stay. Stone houses like this weren't built for beauty. They were built for survival. Thick walls helped hold heat through brutal winters. Small windows kept warmth inside. Every design choice had a purpose. Life here revolved around work, farming the land, repairing tools, preserving food, and preparing for the next season before the current one had even finished. Step inside, and the scale of life becomes clearer. Rooms were small, ceilings were low. Every corner of the house had to serve a purpose. A fireplace wasn't decoration, it was the center of the home. Cooking happened here. Warmth came from here. And during long winters, much of life gathered around that single source of heat. You can imagine the sounds that once filled these rooms. Boots on wood floors, firewood being stacked, quiet conversation after a long day of work. These walls weren't meant to impress visitors. They were meant to hold a family together. You can almost imagine the movement that once filled these rooms. Boots crossing the floor after a long day outside. Doors opening to bring in wood for the fire. Children running from room to room before the lamps were lit. These floors didn't just support a house. They carried a family's daily life. Today the Hull house sits in a very different world. Cars pass where wagons once travelled. Neighborhoods stretch across land that was once farmland. But inside these walls, the scale of life remains the same. A reminder that communities don't begin with cities. They begin with homes. 2 centuries later, the house is still here. Houses like this helped build the communities we live in today. Thank you for taking a step with me.